Welcome to 9.01 at a Glance. This video will provide a brief glimpse at the major changes coming your way with the new Vitek 2 system software version 9.01. This video is not meant to replace face-to-face training or any Vitek systems user manuals. By the end of this video, you will be able to list the changes included in the Vitek 2 software 9.01 and provide a short explanation of each feature. The following represents a high-level view of what has changed in the Vitek 2 Systems 9.01 software. The conversion of your daily laboratory workflow from the Vitek 2 Systems application to the web application. Introduction of Vitek FlexPrep as a standalone application with improved laboratory workflow and mass spec integration coming soon. Addition of BioArt enhancements. Initial software modifications to support the Advanced Expert System AES library features coming soon. The ability to choose which breakpoint infection sites are reported to your laboratory information system. Preventing old data from transferring to MILA or your LIS. Changes in general configuration, allowing selection of which reports to automatically print and the ability to delete inactive instruments. Introduction of the Vitek DensiCheck, a replacement for the DensiCheck Plus. New tools to assist you with the Vitek 2 web application configurations and user manual installation. The addition of the Windows 10 operating system. We will now cover some of the changes in more detail, comparing how the feature appeared in Vitek 2 System Software version 8.01 and how it will look in version 9.01. The main menu of the Vitek 2 Systems application has changed significantly. Views associated with daily laboratory workflow are now located in the Vitek 2 Systems web application. In 8.01, when a user logs on to one application, they must enter the same information to access the Vitek 2 system software. In 9.01, this is improved with single sign-on. In 9.01, you can log into one Biomerieux web application and then immediately access another web application without having to enter any additional login information. This allows a seamless integration between MILA, Vitek 2 Systems web application, and Vitek FlexPrep. The Vitek 2 Systems web application does not contain a main menu. Instead, the software opens up to the new version of Isolate View known as Worklist View. Isolate View in 8.01 Vitek 2 Systems application consisted of a navigation tree and a working zone in the same screen. In the 9.01 Vitek 2 web application, Isolate View becomes a work list with a summary of isolate information. Detailed isolate information can be found by clicking on the appropriate isolate. Inside this view, you can find all cards contained in the isolate and view their results separately. In the 8.01 Vitek 2 Systems application, QC View is separate from patient isolates. In the 9.01 web application, QC isolates are combined with patient isolates found in the web worklist view. QC isolate details can be viewed by clicking on the appropriate isolate from worklist. Cassette view in 8.01 Vitek 2 Systems application consisted of a navigation tree and a working zone in the same screen. In the 9.01 web application, the view consists of a worklist and a separate detailed view, where missing information can be added or details about the cassette can be seen. Patient view in 8.01 Vitek 2 Systems application consisted of a navigation tree and a working zone in the same screen. In 9.01, the view is found in the web application and consists of a worklist and a separate detailed view. A specific patient can be expanded to display the associated specimens. Creating and viewing AST card definitions in 8.01 Vitek 2 Systems utilities consisted of a navigation tree and a working zone in the same screen. In 9.01, the view is found in the web application utilities and consists of a list of cards that have been identified for your lab, which can be opened to view details about that AST card. In 8.01, long-term data storage required a search to display a list of applicable isolates. In 9.01, it looks just like the web worklist view. Filters can be applied from any column to limit the number of displayed isolates. Vitek FlexPrep in 8.01 was part of the web application and could only be utilized to set up Vitek 2 cassettes. In 9.01, Vitek FlexPrep has been moved to its own application. Coming soon, Vitek FlexPrep will support the definition of a Vitek 2 cassette and a Vitek MS target slide. In addition to the major changes to the software views, there are also many new enhancements to existing features, such as BioArt in the Advanced Expert System, AES. BioArt has been improved with 3 new functionalities. The first is the introduction of alternate organism labels. An alternate organism label is a new BioArt action that applies a user-defined label, such as MRSA or VRE, to an organism name and then sends a user-defined organism code to your LIS. This can be done as long as the BioArt conditions contain a single organism and a tested antibiotic with a result or phenotype. The second new BioArt enhancement is the ability to include OR conditions in a rule for antibiotic MIC or antibiotic interpretations. This allows one rule to be written that compares antibiotic results without needing to create multiple rules. In particular, this helps with the definition of rules for multi-drug-resistant organisms. Finally, a new BioArt rule category called Local is being added in the 9.01 Vitek 2 systems application. Previously, there were 2 rule categories, predefined and custom. Predefined rules are created by Biomerieux and delivered as part of a software update. Custom rules are created by a user. The intention is that local rules would be written at the subsidiary level based on local regulations and then imported into the systems of the subsidiary. By creating the new category, there is no issue with overriding your custom rules during an import. To ensure the most specific reporting of antibiotic interpretations, selective reporting of breakpoint infection sites have been added to the 9.01 software. Once enabled in general configuration, and breakpoints for infection sites have been added into Advanced Expert System configuration, you now have the ability to choose which of the available results to send to your LIS based on the patient's infection site. The breakpoint infection site can be chosen when defining a cassette in Vitek FlexPrep, editing a cassette in cassette view of the web application, or when reviewing an isolate result in the isolate detail view. Coming soon with the Vitek 2 System Software 9.02 release, you will have access to the new Advanced Expert System library. This is a great way to share relevant information about organisms, antibiotics, and their resistance mechanisms with your lab, allowing everyone to better understand antimicrobial resistance. This information can be found by clicking on the hyperlinked phenotype in the isolate detail view. Next, we will cover some additional configuration changes made in the 9.01 software. General configuration in the Vitek 2 Systems application has also been updated. In Vitek 2 Systems 8.01, the Manage Qualified Move to Inactive option determined how long a complete or qualified isolate would remain in the workspace before it was automatically moved to the inactive workspace. In 9.01, you will notice Mark Stale included in this configuration. If the isolate has been in the active workspace for greater than the configured number of days, the isolate cannot be sent to MILA or the LIS. This is to ensure that old isolates are not accidentally linked to new patients. The setting is based on how often you reuse accession numbers in your lab. In an effort to continue to make sure you have all the records that you need, you now have the capability of selecting default reports to either print to paper or save to PDF. This includes Lab Report, Chart Report, AES Detailed Report, or any combination of these reports. You may have noticed that previous versions of the Vitek 2 system software maintained several instrument internal serial numbers. Every time a new instrument was connected to the PC or the main board in the instrument was changed, a new serial number would display, leading to multiple serial numbers listed. With 9.01, you can now delete the old serial numbers so that the software only displays the serial numbers of the instruments that are actually attached to your Vitek 2 PC. Finally, 9.01 introduces the ability to integrate the new Vitek DensiCheck with the Vitek FlexPrep software. When creating suspensions, the push of a button on the device will automatically record the McFarlane value in the Vitek FlexPrep software and link it to an isolate. The Vitek DensiCheck will launch separately in the second quarter of 2019. As networking becomes more common, cybersecurity concerns increase. Introducing the Windows 10 operating system adds to the security of your system. As part of the added security, the Biomerieux default login passwords must be changed upon the first login. Windows will automatically lock the screen after 15 minutes of inactivity when an admin is logged in. Additionally, Windows Firewall, Windows Update, and Windows Antivirus Defender are all enabled by default.